we've become and what we went through to come to this level right now. I'm not saying that we are super top professional traders already, but every day is a learning day for us, and every day we are growing as traders, right? So this is something that hit me hard when I was having this conversation. I was like, if only I had known this, like when I was starting trading, and someone was to just smack me and say that this is the reality of trading, follow this, I would have been a good trader long ago. I'm not saying I'm the best, but I'll be a better trader at that point of time, right? So without further ado, right, this is, you can say it's a psychology of trading, but this is the reality and the brutality of trading. All right, the moment you understand this, I'm very sure there's many videos similar to this out there, but I'm gonna tell you my take on it, and I hope that you guys will actually listen to what I'm saying so that it can help you become better trader faster. All right. So trading, right? Gonna talk about trading. So what is this trading? Why is it even like so? Whoa, wait, why is it even so being said a lot? Like, oh, I want to trade. I want to trade. Some people say trading is a scam. Trading doesn't put money on the table and all that. If that is so, right? Why is so many people still trading? Right? Why is there so many people who are still like doing this day in day out? Okay, there's only two types of traders that you are going to find in this whole space, right? One, people who only sell you courses, right, people who only sell. And the other, the people who just trade quietly, right? So these are the only two people that you will see, right? There is one more type who actually trades quietly but also teaches you, right? There are these type of people, but mainly there's only people who push their cause, people who trade. All right, not gonna lie, there are many out there. When you see their YouTube and all that, they only post their wins, right? This is the same thought that I had, but then I realized one thing, right? All these people who only show their wins and rarely show their losses, I was like, why is it so? Like, why are they only winning or like going break even, but they don't show the loss? Because in reality, they don't lose a lot. And that got me thinking, like, why? Why is that so? How are they doing it? And then I came to a reality check that it's because they follow this simple system. And let me tell you what is this system. It's called the 20-40-40 system. And what is this 20-40-40 system, right? As you can see here on the screen right now, right? There's only three components of your trading, right? Number one, it is called the strategy. Oops, it's called the strategy. All right, your strategy only comes at about 20%, which means to say you can use any strategy that is on the internet, right? You would still be profitable. All right, it will still work out. You could just use two like moving averages line and take a trade, and you will still make profits, right? But that is only if you have the other two components, which is number one, your rules. Like you have to follow a strict rule, or if you don't have any rule right now, go and create rules for yourself that you should not break. That will make you a disciplined trader, that will make you consistent, right? That is the main thing. You got to be consistent. For you to be consistent, you need this thing, right? You need these rules, right? Rules come in at about 40% of your trading career. 40%, right? It's even more than your strategy. All right, and last but not least, it's the risk management. This, right, if I can give another 50%, I would give it that, right? But risk management is equally as important as your rules, all right? It also comes about 40%. So in this whole chart that you just see, like you can see it right here, right? Your strategy is just a small part of your trading. whereas your rules and your risk management is the biggest part of your trading. All right, and this risk management is the only reason why you see a lot of traders post only wins or break even, because they're following their risk management. For example, they hit a 1:1, they go break even. Right, they go break even, so that's a risk-free trade and they don't lose. So that is why they don't show their losses. That is something you guys gotta understand, because sometimes when I watch videos of YouTube and all that, I just want to learn something new, I just go and watch, and I will see the comments at times, and I'll see like, oh, why don't you post your losses on some famous YouTubers who do trading and all that. And that's what I was like, because they follow risk management. And then that hit me. I was like, wait, I was like this at one point of time. I was like, how come you don't post your losses and all that? I was asking this same question. So that is another reason why this video, I'm doing it for you guys. So you guys got to understand, risk management is a very big factor, right? If you don't have this, you can't be consistent. You will tend to overtrade. You will tend to not follow your rules, right? So that is the main reason why I keep on emphasizing this too is super important, right? Yeah, so as I said, strategy is just 20%. And when we talk about strategy, if you go to my YouTube channel, right, I have this Mario model and I have a few other models that I trade, but mainly I use the Mario model. That model is something that has been on the market for very long. I just modified it to my own way of trading, right? So that is the Mario model. You don't, when you go to my Discord, using my YouTube channel, there'll be the link and all that over there. So when you go to the Discord, right, there will be an option for you to upgrade yourself to be a VIP member, where you can actually pay for the full on course, right? There will be that option. But with that being said, you don't even need to purchase the course, because whatever I do, whatever I trade, it's already there on my YouTube, right? The only reason someone would purchase the course is to be more accessible to me, and like to know the details of this strategy step by step. Like it'll be more in depth, right? On YouTube, I do tell my whole strategy, right? But if you look at it correctly and slowly, you would definitely understand the strategy. But if let's say you don't, you need extra help, that's when you can get the VIP member. And then again, even being said that, I'm not pushing it for my course. I even said that you can just watch my free YouTube and learn my whole strategy, right? It's free out there, right? I only charge if you need my time, right? Because I gotta let go of things that I need to do, right? And put my time and invest it in you if you got questions and all that. Yeah, that's the only thing. So that is the reason why strategy is just 20%. So I just give it for free. But the rules, the risk management, this is something no one can teach you guys. And it took me very, very, very long. It took me super long to learn this too, right? And when I learned this, I was like, so my whole life I've been trading wrong. I mean, I didn't trade my whole life, but for the whole time I've been trading it wrong. I have been looking at it super different, because whenever a strategy doesn't work, I jump. I jump to a next strategy. When a strategy doesn't work, I jump to the next strategy. That was the mistake that I was making, and don't make that mistake, guys. Stick to one strategy that works for you. Just back test it, use it until you yourself will find this thing called pattern recognition. Every human being have this thing called a pattern recognition, so you guys definitely have it, but you just gotta be patient and consistent. All right. So let's take a look at this step by step, and then we'll just end this video. So number one, strategy, right? So this is based on myself, right? So my strategy is super mechanical, and I only trade one session, which is the New York session, right? During the New York time, New York session opens, I trade it then, there and there, I'm done. All right, I don't overtrade on every session. Nah, mechanical. Every day I look for the same thing at the same time. That's about it, right? I only take a risk of 1:2. That means I risk 200 for 400. If I risk 300, I risk 300 for 600. That's about it. Nothing else, nothing more. All right. So let's go to the next one. What was the next one? Rules, right? Okay. So what are the rules that I created for myself? Okay. So in my mechanical strategy, I have a few things that I have to follow, a checklist that I have to follow. So the checklist must be met. Number one. Number two, I only take two trades. So for example, if let's say one trade, the first trade I take and I lose, I give myself another chance and I take another trade, right? But only two. If I lose that two trades for the day, I'm done, right? Number three, I only take A plus to B setup, which means to say A plus, A, B plus, and B, right? I only take these four types of setup. Other than that, if I see one thing doesn't match or anything like that, I don't take it. And this is a very important thing to set for yourself, because when you back test, when you forward test, you got to see which is your A plus setup, which is your B setup. You need to categorize them for yourself. All right. And number four, once I take a trade, I only wait till it hits my break even, or it hits my stop loss, or it hits my TP. Right? Nothing more, nothing less. I don't enter the trade and then be like doubt myself and then get out of the trade. Nah, I don't do that. I only enter if I'm confident, if I know that yes, this is everything met, I have to take this, I will take it. I will not come out of it halfway through. All right. With that being said, I don't mean if I accidentally didn't see news and then I enter the trade. Obviously, I'm gonna come out because that's stupidity. But yeah, you get what I mean. And last but not least, risk management, right? So for risk management, I only trade 1% per trade. So for example, right, the same amount always. So if you're gonna trade $300 today, every single day you're only going to trade $300, right? You're only going to risk $300. You can't be risking 300 today and then risking 500 tomorrow and then risking 200 the next day and then risking 700 the next day. That is not risk management, guys. That is definitely not risk management, because think about it. If you're going to risk 250 every day, right, in 5 days you lose 2 days, that's $500. You lost $500, right? And then next 2 days you get a 1:2, right? You make 1k, you offset that 500 and your profit $500 for that week. But let's say you lose 250 today, 750 tomorrow, and then you say, okay, you know what, I'm gonna minimize my risk and I'm only gonna risk $200. So you risk like 200. That's not gonna make sense, right? It's rather you risk 200 every day, or you risk 250, 250, you lose 500, and then you make back 500 and then 1k and your profit $500, right? Something like that. Don't change your risk, just stick to one risk, continue it always, right? And yeah, that's about it for this video, guys. So I hope you guys learned something. Create a set of rules for yourself. Make sure you have risk management. That is the super most important thing. Make sure your strategy is mechanical. It's easy for you to find. Don't complicate your strategy. Like, I see many YouTubers out there who complicate their strategy, right? And then you have no choice but to buy their strategy, right? Because you want to learn more about it. But honestly, I was always chasing for high win rate, high risk to reward, like 1:5, 1:6. I want those kind of trades. But there's one thing that I realized, all right? I'm just gonna draw this out, so hope you guys can see this, right? Let's say you want a high win rate, okay? And then you want more setups. And then you want less losing. You in this three, right? You only can get two. You can't get all three, right? If you want a high win rate, you're gonna get more setups, which means to say you'll get more losing trades. All right. If you want a high win rate and a less losing setup, then you're gonna get lesser setups. All right. If you want you want more setups and less losing trades, then you're gonna get a lower win rate. So you gotta pick what you want. For me, I pick this too, right? I want lesser losing and I want more setups. So I gotta aim less, right? So 1:2. So that's about it, guys. So hope you guys learned a thing or two, and I hope that this video helped you with your psychology a bit. If you didn't, join the Discord, drop me a text, and yeah, we can talk. Alright, so with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next video. Hopefully I have a trade set up later. If I don't, then there won't be any video, but if I do, then you guys can watch that. So see you guys. Ciao.